Hi, I'm Janice McInnes, and I'm here to share a great conversation we had today on the Integration Hour about microdosing. Microdosing is a pretty hot topic. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are doing it. Usually the substance of choice is psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms, in a very low dose, so not a high dose that you would get in a full dose experience, but like a 1/10 to 1/20th of the amount, just a really tiny amount of that psychedelic. So for a regular like high dose experience, we're looking at probably 3 to 5 grams of mushrooms. For a microdose, it's going to be like 100 milligrams, so it's a very small amount. The idea is that it's subperceptual, so you're not having visuals or any hallucinations or not intoxicated in any way. You can still drive, go to work, go about your day-to-day stuff, which is why it's pretty popular. It is pretty easy to get. A lot of people are growing their own mushrooms and then drying them, grinding them up into a powder. If you're sourcing it online or from a supplier, then usually they'll have chocolate bars, truffles, capsules, sometimes gummies. And it ranges in dose from 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams, 150, 250, somewhere in that range. They'll usually give you general guidelines with that, but most of the people that I talk to, and myself when I started, just kind of did it randomly, sort of, here and there, intuitively, but not a set program. What I know now is that microdosing really needs to be done for a month at least in order to get like full benefits from it and get results from it and start to really create change in your life and transition, do some transformational work, some really personal growth work. You really need to follow a protocol for a good month for that to build a foundation for that to happen. What I mean by protocol is taking a specific dose on specific scheduled days and then also tracking what's happening on your days that you're on, the dose days that you're on, and then the off days, the rest days in between. We need to take rest days in between because we build a tolerance to the medicine. And if we're taking it every day, it just stops working. We just can't absorb it because it's still in the system. So we need to have a day or two off in order for the body to reset so that we can, that the medicine will be able to be absorbed and work after that. So it's different from a prescription, even most supplements. And it's something that you really want to build a relationship with. So it's a tool, it's a resource for catalyzing change in your life, for initiating transformation. The psychedelics are non-specific amplifiers, so they're going to highlight the stuff that we've got ready to come to the surface, things that we're working on, that we're ready to let go of, things that we're focusing on that we want to bring into our lives. They really help us to focus and take action to bring those things into our lives. So a lot of the topic today, what we were talking about was just how to microdose, like what does that look like? So going back to your protocol, so you need to set a specific dose, find your dose. So there's a calibration phase that goes with finding your dose, because everybody's going to be different. Some people are going to be 50 milligrams, some are going to be 100, some are going to be 300. You start low, you go slow, and you build up to what your dose is. And generally what that is you build up by like 50 milligrams at a time till you reach a dose that you can kind of feel the effects of it. So, like greens are a little greener. When you reach that dose, you want to back it up. So say that's 200, you want to back it up to 150 or 150, you want to back it up to 100. So you find your dose, and then you decide in a protocol. The Fadiman protocol is 1 day on, 2 days off, and then you want to find your tracking system. So you want to track daily what's happening, so that you can have a look at the end of that month. You can have a look back, and you can see where the trends were. You can see what was happening, and then you get a realistic picture as to how this tool is working for you. So you want to be marking down, let's say you're microdosing for anxiety. So each day you're going to write on the calendar on a scale from 1 to 10 what your anxiety levels were. You'll be able to see what it was like on your dose day, what it was like the day after, what it was like on day 3, and then when you get back on it again, you'll find a trend over time and see, and overall, by the end of your month experiment or longer, you'll be able to really get a good sense of how this is working for you. It's impossible to do that, to get that that higher view of what's happening if it's just randomly here and there. You just don't have enough data to go on. You want to build an awareness around the things that are improving so that you can build on those. And you want to notice what's changing, what habits are changing, what belief systems are surfacing for you. Oftentimes people will say, like, I just didn't feel like whatever their habits are that they're wanting to give up. I just didn't feel like having that glass of wine. So I didn't. It's just easier to make those choices. And then that way you can build on that. You can really see what it is that how it's benefiting you. And then you get to see what you're doing instead. So when you're not microdosing, you've got a good foundation to go from. You're like, well, you know what? I didn't feel like having that glass of wine. What did I do instead? You want to be tracking your data so that you know what you're changing, so that you can keep with that. Another question that came up today was, should I be doing other things? Should I be meditating? And the answer is yeah, absolutely. If while you're on your microdosing protocol, definitely bring in those other things, and even make it as part of your intention when you're wanting to start your microdosing program. What are the things that you've been wanting to bring into your life? Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's meditation, maybe it's more journaling, maybe it's more time in nature. Whatever it is, absolutely, this is a perfect time to bring that stuff in. Yeah, it was an awesome conversation today, and looking forward to the next one already. If you're interested to join our next integration hour call, then just hop on over to my website, janicemckinnis.com, sign up for the newsletter. You'll get all the information in there. I'll put the link below, and I think that's it. Hopefully you'll sign up, and I'll see you on our next call.